So welcome, and yes, recognise this place? But today, we're not going there, we're going somewhere which is right opposite. We're going to here, the Paradox Museum, which, as you can see, is on the Brompton Road, right opposite Harrods. So if you're coming to Harrods shopping, how about using this as a bribery to come over here and come and see the Paradox Museum, something that's completely interactive and for the whole family. So the Paradox Museum is a brand new museum. Well, call it a museum, I think it's just more of one of these interactive places that's opened very recently within the last month or so in the heart of Knightsbridge. So it's nice and easy to get to, and it's got lots and lots of different rooms and also different bits and pieces you can look at. Now you can see why I put the strobe effect warning just beforehand. Anyway, here, nothing's actually moving, but it's the way everything's spinning, and you've got exactly the same here. Now, here it looks like it's a dancing man, but when you press the button, all you can see is you've got lots and lots of different sort of silhouettes, and it just captures them and makes them dance. Very good. So you've got lots and lots of different effects, lots of things to get involved in, lots of things to queue up and have a go at, and we're going to show you all of those during the course of this video, and we'll also tell you what our thoughts are about this place, especially when you compare it to both the Dopamine Land, which we've been to before, and also Twisted, which are also these sort of optical illusion places. Now I love this effect, it makes it look like it's droplets of water, but actually what you've got is you've got pouring water going down. And then you get some of these, well, not quite so optical illusion, these sort of things. As you probably guess, because it's a fairly new thing, some of the queues for some of the attractions are quite long. Now this is one of them. This is the Infinity Room, where you go in and basically you can go in little groups of your own family, etc. And then when you go in, it's just lots and lots of mirrors, so it makes it feel like an infinity room, which is a great effect, but is it worth the queue for half an hour like we had? Well, we'll leave you to ponder on that one if you're coming up here. But then again, as you walk around, you've got great little things like this, where you look at it from one angle and you've got a no, and then you look at it from another angle, yeah, and you've got a yes. So some of the illusions you will have seen before, like this one, the impossible triangle, and it all depends on the angle at which you're looking at this. And then of course when you get closer, it's not actually a triangle at all. There you go, and which gives it that sort of impossible aspect to it, to something which is really satisfying. Now you won't believe how satisfying this is. So this is a whole wall of tiles, and then you turn the tiles, and as you turn the tiles, you make a different pattern, but they all look like they join, no matter what angle or which way you actually push it. And can I just say, this is probably one of the most satisfying bits of the whole place. It's one of those where you just don't want to leave it, because you just want to carry on playing on the wall. So some aspects are very, very simple, just using a ladder, and there you go, and using just a mirror just to give you different angles, etc. That freaked out a few people. They were just expecting us to stand there and stick our legs out, so you've got like half the body and the other half of the body is reflected there. But the great thing is also that you can come and have a go, but also adults are encouraged to have a go as well. So this is a great place, not only for children but for adults alike as well, which reminds me very much of Dopamine Land. There you go, I had to have a go as well. So welcome to the Paradox Tunnel, and when you look at it, it doesn't actually feel like it just looks like you're going through a tunnel. But can I just say, the whole room, or this whole circular bit, is revolving, as you can just see here. And as it's revolving, you actually think you're going with it as well, so it really does trick the brain. So really, as you're walking down here, you're holding onto the side of the glass corridor with all the might that you can, because you think it's going around you, which is a great optical illusion, which really does trick the brain very well. So here, after this, you've got some other optical illusions as well. Now, this looks very, very simple. You're just standing there and you've got signs upside down. But when you do the magic with the camera, that's what it actually looks like when it's round that way. It looks like you're upside down. Yeah, and see, there you go. There's me having a go. And it also goes to show how short that is. I thought I was going to bang my head on that one. There you go. And let's turn that around. After I've come off, there you go, and it's me just looking up there and falling down through the magic well. Now this is also another great one. This is the way round it is now, but then we're going to turn it around in just 1 second. You've also got a TV, so you can see what it's looking like, but you can also capture, like you can see me filming there, you can capture all the people as well, so people are in the way of it. But when you turn it around, this is what it looks like. How impressive was that? So if you're liking the look of this, you can get tickets online, and adult tickets are about £22, children's tickets are about £16, but you also get different prices for different times as well, so for off-peak as well. Although I would imagine during the summer holiday, it's one of those things where, yeah, it's going to cost you a bit of a fortune anyway. Now, also the other great thing about this is you can go round as many times as you like, because when you get to the end, just go back in reverse, and as you can see here, Jaden was having another go through that tunnel. Now, you've also got this, which is a great little kaleidoscope, which gives you great effects as well. And the other thing we really need to talk about is how does this compare to Dopamine Land and also Twisted? Well, Jaden and I both had very fixed views on this. So yeah, we remember that one from Twisted as well. So there's a number of elements that we've seen there, which is fine. But this feels like, well, they've got lots and lots of things they've put in, so that's great for sort of interactivity and keeping people occupied, which is great. And it took us about 90 minutes to get round. But the problem is it's quite a small space, so you've got everyone crowded on top of everyone else as well, which basically means you get queues forming very, very quickly, people jumping and falling into other people, people getting in the way of other people taking photos, whether you need a specialised area to stand so you get the real effect of the optical illusion. It's all a little bit crowded, which it isn't at both Dopamine Land and Twisted. So I think they've got the right elements here, but unfortunately the space they've put it in is too small. Now here what you do is it takes a shadow, there you go, you've got a shadow, and then you can have a go. So you've got Jaden boxing with himself and having a boxing match with himself here with this little shadow effect, which I think was just absolutely fantastic. I've not seen that anywhere before. And here you have Jaden, who's just happened to manage to crawl into a plate. He actually wanted to put that apple on his top of his head, but he never managed to get that sorted. Now this is something quite weird. So Jaden was on the other side there, and that was me. So between the two of us, you've got both of us going through, which was a very weird illusion. And there's just something really mesmerising about this sort of dodecahedron when you're looking in here and you're just looking at the light effects. Fantastic. So what would I suggest if I was going to Dopamine Land, Twisted, or here to the Paradox Museum? To be quite honest, it's a bit of a, well, it's a bit of a hard one to call. I love Dopamine Land because you just get so involved in different things, and adults are included in that as well. I think for me, I'm just put off here by how small and cramped it is and how busy it is, although it does have a great range of things to do. So maybe you ought to come and have a look and see what you think. Now, one of the absolute attractions, which you've got to sign up for as soon as you get in because there's a massive waiting queue for this, but the good news is you can do it virtually, is this, which is the zero gravity room. And all it is you've got a room which twists, but the camera goes round in a slightly different direction, which gives you this feeling of being in zero gravity, as you can see here. And I'll tell you what, for 45 seconds it was fantastic. So if you're coming here, make sure when you get here you sign up for it immediately and you do the virtual sign up, because then you're notified on your phone when you come to the front of the queue, so you can just come back and have a go. So one of the places that we've talked about in here is Dopamine Land, and I'll put a link to that video up in the top right hand corner. So if you've not seen that, or you want to compare and contrast, you can click on the video there and we'll see you in it.